Top CFL action this Friday night at 8:30 when Ottawa meets Winnipeg head-to-head on CFTO TV.
In the very long and colorful history of international hockey finals, after Canada had run up an impressive total while teaching our game, Sweden was the very first to accept and really master our game of hockey.
Over the years, their medal totals have been as high as ours, and in recent years, Sweden has always been very difficult for Canada to play. The most recent example, the Olympics in Sarajevo. It was Sweden between Canada and a medal, and as has happened so many times over the years, Team Sweden always came up big to cause us problems. They won bronze, and Canada missed. Historically, while Ulf Sterner had one season with the Rangers in '64, it wasn't until '74 that Börje Salming really paved the way for Swedish players in the NHL. In 1965, Bert Olmsted, scouting Europe for the Rangers, said, "There isn't an NHL prospect in Scandinavia." And so after Salming came Hedberg and Nilsson to make a great line with Bobby Hull, then on to the New York Rangers. Competition for Canada Cup, where the talent situation is unlimited. In 1976, Canada finally turned it on to earn a 4-0 win over Sweden. Then in 1981, it was life and death for Canada to score a 4-3 win over the Swedish team. Last year, there were 27 Swedish players in the NHL. The year before, NHL teams drafted 14 from Sweden, and this year, 12 more, for a total of 86 since 1974. These players have formed the backbone of many clubs like Vancouver, Calgary, Winnipeg, Toronto, and New York. The problem Swedish coaching has been in trying to blend their NHL players, 11 on this team, with 11 from their senior division at home. These are highly paid amateurs on club teams sponsored by various companies.
However, they do have a lot of talent, and they don't back away anymore. And regardless of what they do against anyone else, they'll be a mighty big handful against Canada tonight.
Night in Calgary. The strong Soviets lead Sweden throughout, winning their second game in a row, 3-2. As the Swedes came within inches of making it a tie game, they never gave up. Tonight from Vancouver's Pacific Coliseum, more action in the Canada Cup. Tonight's game between Team Canada and Team Sweden. It's a game on the West Coast that we're all looking forward to tonight. The game is sponsored by Crown Life, official insurer of the Canada Cup. And by your local Petro-Canada dealers and agents, putting Canada first. Team Sweden winless in their first two games, but Eddie Westfall, that last game against the Soviet Union, they give every indication that they'll be heard from.
Right, Bernie, they're a team on the rise, and you look at Team Canada coming off a 4-4 tie with Team USA, they could be questioning themselves just a little bit. A couple of the players that Team Sweden has to count on are a couple of players from the National Hockey League. Håkan Loob, wearing number 12, playing at right wing from the Calgary Flames. He's got to help his team, and of course, Patrick Sundstrom, he's local. He's used to this hockey rink. He could be a big factor for Team Sweden.
Okay, Eddie, and now let's go upstairs, and with the color commentary, Daryl Sittler, and play-by-play announcer, Ron Roosh.
Right, Bernie. Well, we're looking forward to one thing tonight, and that is a tremendous tempo to the game. When you bring Sweden onto the ice, it's synonymous with speed.
Well, definitely. The Swedes are all noted for their skating abilities. They're great. The weak part of their game is maybe the defensive part. I look at their team maybe weak on the blue line back, but Team Canada has to be going tonight.
Team Canada, I think, a little bit concerned about the first two games of this tournament. They perhaps have not played up to the expectations of their coach, Glenn Sather, and they've juggled some lines tonight.
Well, Sather feels he has to get something going. They had one good period against the United States the other night, but he felt that he has to get something going. He's given Wayne Gretzky two new line mates tonight, and Glenn Anderson, who played with Gretzky a little bit in Edmonton. He also moved Mike Gartner up in that spot. Middleton's hurt. He's he's not playing tonight, Gartner's going to be there. The Islander line of Sutter, Tonelli, and Bourne are back together, and they've played together before, and I look for a lot of good checking from them tonight.
All right, we're looking for a pretty good hockey game, too. Sweden against Canada. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV.
Well, come along, baby. Hold on, twist and going on. Yeah. Said, come along, baby. Hold on, twist and going on. Yeah. We ain't missing. Whole lot of twist and going on. I said, twist it, baby, twist it. I said, twist it, baby, twist it. Ooh, twist it, baby, twist it. Come on, twist it, baby, twist it. Yeah, blue. Smiles along with you.
We know you, CN. Know how you're changing. Building us a double track to give uninterrupted thunder as 6,000 horsepower haul 10,000 tons. Our products to our markets around the world. You're showing us your pioneering ways again, CN. You're doubling your effort, demonstrating a commitment to us. The heaviest since in frontier days, rail pushed out to the westward. A big investment for you. But because you run a tight, efficient business, well, what profits you will profit us. Oh yes, CN, we know you're in business for.
I knew someday I'd find it. Got to find out what's behind it. Find out what's behind your perfect smile. Got to get up close to you. I got to get up close. You're close to perfection.
What's behind the close-up smile? Fresh breath, whiter teeth, and now fluoride.
You're close to perfection.
Close-up with fluoride every day.
Number 99, Wayne Gretzky. At right wing, number 9, Glenn Anderson. And at left wing, number 17, Mike Gartner.
Ron Roosh along with Darrell Sittler
Now,
at the
ladies and
Pacific
gentlemen,
Coliseum, where we're just about set for the pre-game ceremonies here. Canada against the Tre Kronor, the Swedish national team here in the Canada Cup. Let's go down below now.
Esso Resources Canada Limited. He is accompanied by 11-year-old Jason Windsor of the Burnaby Minor Hockey Association, two-time winner of the Esso Medal of Achievement Award for most sportsmanlike player. To perform the ceremonial face-off, we are pleased, through the courtesy of Esso, to present one of Canada's greatest athletes, or many, who were members of our country's gold medal winning eights with Cox rowing team at the LA Olympic Games. First, Paul Steele, then Patrick Turner, Kevin Neufeld, Grant Main, and Dean Crawford. Would the captains please come forward for the ceremonial face-off? And as is custom in international hockey, they will now exchange gifts on behalf of their teams. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of the organizing country, Canada.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. Carte un bras et porte l'épée, il sait porter la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for
We're moments away from the start of this game tonight. Canada and Sweden, and goaltender Grant Fuhr, who played the first two games, will be sitting the balance of the series out, Grant, because of a knee injury. What is the extent of the injury?
It's just a matter of I strained the tendon in the front of the knee, so they figure it's best just to stay off it.
Very disappointing time for you. You played so well in the first two games.
I could have come at better times, but it's something that happens. Now I just have to get ready for the regular season.
Okay, Grant, do you remember in the game against Team USA exactly when the injury occurred?
It was towards the end of the first period on Carpenter's shot. I just happened to turn the knee a little bit funny and the tendon jumped out.
I guess now you look at Pete Peters and Ray-Jean Lemelin. You got to be pulling for them and the team as they go after the championship here in the Canada Cup.
Oh, they'll do all right. They're both great goalies, so it's a matter of they'll just do the same job I was doing.
And there are the officials for tonight's game. Mike Noeth of Boston, Massachusetts. From the United States, Bernd Schneider from Germany, and Leon Stickel of Toronto. And there's Peter Lindmark in goal for Sweden. He was the all-star goaltender in the World Championships in 1981 in Stockholm. And he'll be facing a fellow who was also on that all-star team, Larry Robinson, along with Doug Wilson, and that revamped front lineup of the Canadians. Anderson now on the wing along with Gartner, and Gretzky in the middle. So we're just about set to go here as we look down at Pete Peters in goal for Canada of the Boston Bruins. And we're awaiting the face-off. We have one final score for you. There it is. The United States in Buffalo has defeated Czechoslovakia 3-2 to put pressure on Canada going into this game. That game earlier tonight in the Buffalo Auditorium, and play is underway and back inside Sweden territory. To pick up the puck is Anderson. He's bumped in against the boards now. The puck comes loose. They try to roll it out in front. In there is Gretzky, rolls it out into the slot. Anderson can't get that. It's cleared away by Anderson up off the glass. Robinson keeps it in. Gretzky throwing it into the slot, and out comes Sundstrom. At center ice now, Patrick Sundstrom over the line along with Gradin. Also in there is Peter Sundstrom, the true twins. Out in front, there's a shot, and batting it out of midair there in front of the net was Gretzky, and it was gloved ahead, so we'll have a face-off deep in the Team Canada zone.
Thomas Gradin was left alone in front of the net. A good save by Pete Peters here, but watch Thomas Gradin all alone in front of the net. He gets a clear shot. That's the type of save you want to make early in the hockey game.
Well, we've got Steen of the Winnipeg Jets out there, number 21 for Sweden. Out there on the line with Håkan Lube and the Magic Man, Kent Nielsen of Calgary. Along the boards, Coffey's got it deep in his end now. Another vigorous start to this game. We're still in the first minute. Puck is cleared in. Racing it after Bossy. Look at that shot. It's just wide with it. Out at the point now. It's shot in there. Rosen followed it. Bossy had a great chance, and he shot it just wide. Now in against the boards once again. It's pinned in there as Eiserman holds it in. And we'll have a face-off even the Swedish zone. Lots of action. A minute and 3 seconds into the game.
Well, Canada there, they shot the puck in from center ice. The boards here in the Pacific Coliseum are very fast. from playing in here, that's one of the game plans teams coming in here try to do. The puck rebounded out. Bossy was all alone. He just missed the lower corner.
Anyone who wonders about the future of the Canadian game just has to watch that young fellow play hockey. Steve Yzerman of the Detroit Red Wings, who just fought his way onto this team with a great effort and has played well. He missed the last game with an injury. Back out there now to center Mike Bossy. On the face-off, it's Bossy trying to get it against the boards. Cleared back for Taylene behind his own net. Taylene along the boards. Mats Naslund cleared it near the line. There's a shot coming from the point by Randy Gregg. In deep once again. And Sweden will try to regroup. This time it's Bo Eriksson. Loses it in front. There's Bossy. Second shot. Rebound. And it comes back out. And Gustafsson brings it out to center ice for Mats Naslund. Little Mats Naslund fighting his way through. And he draws a penalty as Randy Gregg put the clutch on him. And it'll be Sweden going on the power play to start this one. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV.
I want Steve, Greg, Mario, Tommy, come on, Mike. I guess that leaves Albert. Hey, he's your kid, brother. You take him. Come on, Albert.
At Canadian Tire, we carry the best names in hockey. Bauer, Cooper, CCM. But we're just the beginning. How far you go depends on you.
I sure wish we had a guy like Albert.
Yeah.
Two minutes for holding to number
Mats
21.
Naslund's a shifty little player.
Randy
You see him
Gregg.
trying to go around here. Greg is a big, strong guy. Just put a little weight on him and pulled him down.
So a holding penalty and Gregg's off. Canada now to kill a penalty off. Naslund's in there in the corner. Out to the blue line. Eldebrink keeps it in for Naslund again out in front. Gets the return pass, the shot. Good job there in front of the net as the block is made by Kevin Lowe. Now again it's Naslund to the side of the net. Kicked out in front. Loose in the goal mouth area. Naslund takes a shot. And a good save made by Peter and he was screened on it. Out near the line again. It's Eriksson to the blue line. The shot is wide by Eldebrink. Behind the net. Cutting through is Gustafsson. Back out to the blue line. Eldebrink shot again in the crowd in front. And again it's blocked by the defense. This time Raymond Bourque. Now back out to the blue line. Eldebrink. They move it well. Here's the shot again. The save is made by Peters. And he's been tested early. Out near the line again. Kept in at the point. This is Eriksson. And it's cleared away. And we've got a player down in the corner in Team Canada territory.
Kevin Lowe hit the boards very, very hard there. I don't know if it's his shoulder or his head or what. Tried to take the Swedish player out. Very hard into the boards.
Well, we played 2 minutes and 33 seconds here, and already we've got 5 shots on goal, 3 by Sweden. And I'll tell you, Peters has been the one that's been tested. Although there were those 2 good shots by Mike Bossy down at the other end. Get a good look at this.
Whoop. Taking in hard. Kevin's coming off a little bit of a knee injury. I don't know if he twisted it again or what it was.
I think he just got his bell rung a bit against the glass down there. And he'll be coming off for a bit of a rest. Looking a bit of a cut around his mouth, too. So the faceoff will be in the center ice zone. Canada with the penalty killers out there. Now Brent Sutter. Got Wilson and Robinson back on the defense. And taking the draw will be Patrick Sundstrom for Sweden against Sutter. From the face-off, kicking it loose, working it up near the line is Tonelli. Tonelli trying to clear it in. It's poked free. This is Peter Sundstrom breaking loose over the line for Patrick. Patrick over the line. Now Gradin is there in front, but he took the shot, and Peters holds on. And a face-off will be deep in the Canada zone again.
Well, Pete Peters is the type of goalie. He likes to come out on the forward shooting the puck and take the angle away from him. He's not a reflex goalie such as Fury is. He likes to play the angles.
Some say that in international hockey they can be dangerous trying to play that way. We'll see how this one goes. By the looks of it, Peters is sharp.
Well, he's sharp. He's been sitting on the bench the last couple games. He said he's been working hard in practice, waiting for his turn.
Messier facing off against Sundstrom. Dug free by Sutter, and he clears it out to center ice now. Back to get it. Telvain. Telvain inside his own blue line to Gradin, to Telvain again, and he's out at center ice now. Leads it off for Sundstrom. This is Patrick Sundstrom over the line. In against the boards now. Sundstrom trying to dig it back for Telbane. Cleared out to center ice now. Here's Finelli. Finelli going in over the line now, and it is called, and we're going to get penalties handed out to Sundstrom, and we've got a fight going between Sundstrom and Sutter. They were hooking each other. I'll tell you what happened. Sundstrom was hooking coming out of the zone. It wouldn't let Sutter get free, and that's what started all of that.
Well, we'll see if it's an even up penalty or not here.
All right, we'll take a break here as we await the announcement. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV.
Timing. It can be critical. Sometimes, just when things seem to be going smoothly, there's a sudden change in life's direction. Decisions have to be made quickly, decisively. Whatever the situation, graduation, marriage, a new job, a family, Crown Life is there to help you make the right move at the right time. Crown Life, official insurer of the Canada Cup.
Well, Patrick Sundstrom paid a bit of a price for that, a cut over one eye, but we're going to have penalties handed out here, and it looks like a double minor is going to be given to Sutter. Nothing is posted yet. Double minor. There you take a look at Sundstrom. He's being treated at the bench, but it's going to be double minors handed out. 4-minute penalties in effect to Sutter and Sundstrom. That's Patrick Sundstrom. Patrick plays for the Vancouver Canucks, and the twin brother, Peter. We've got somebody who will be serving the penalty. That's Klesson, who plays on the fourth line. We haven't had the announcement yet. The faceoff will be deep in the Sweden zone. And now Canada with only
Canada,
3 skaters out
number
there.
Number 10, Brent Sutter. 2 minutes for roughing. 2 minutes for slashing.
Roughing and slashing.
3 minutes.
And back comes Robinson now in his own zone to pick up the puck now. Robinson feeding it off the boards and all the way down the ice. Canada is still killing off a penalty with 20 seconds remaining in that. And then there'll be even strength, but each team a man short. Now Nielsen. Kent Nielsen is center ice. A great stick handler. Feeds it off. Now that drop pass to hook on Lube. Lube going in now. He's got a man in the slot. Nielsen cruising through there. Picks it up. Loses it on his skates. Now he's got it. Here's his shot. That deflects over the top of the net. Hits the glass. Erickson. Erickson at the blue line. Now they feed it in deep. Try to set it up now. Erickson gets the pass. Here's the shot right on. Pad save, and it's gobbled up there by Peters. He covers up and holds on for the faceoff. So now the teams are even strength. Shots on goal at this moment. 5-2 favors Sweden. And there you see Pete Peters, who had that tremendous winning streak as a rookie goaltender with the Philadelphia Flyers. 27 in a row. Part of that 35-game streak they had. And then was traded over to the Boston Bruins and put the Bruins right in the top rung of the Adams division with that trade. Even the goaltending they hadn't had since Jerry Cheevers departed the scene, or at least left the goaltending ranks and became a coach. Out along the boards now, and it's poked free. Coming through center ice is Gustafsson. Looses it over the line now. Canada working it in now. Trying to circle the defense and clear to the side of the net. Messier got that shot away on the backhand, but on the short side, Naslund digs it out now. Out comes Sweden once again. Naslund, stick handling by Gretzky. Naslund to the line, fakes the shot, now tries to sweep the defense. He's ridden out of the play by Raymond Bourque. Messier on the far side. Messier's checked. Sweden's really hostile. In against the boards now. Messier being checked, loses the puck. In comes Erickson. Erickson's checked again by Messier. Bourque moves in, throws the check against the boards. Naslund moving in as well. It's clear, but right onto the stick now. Messier at center ice for Lowe. Lowe flipping it ahead. Gretzky keeps himself onside, cuts in front of the net. There's the shot, and it's off a leg. And Naslund coming back has the loose puck. Naslund on this side. Gustafsson, his line mate, at center ice. Gustafsson of the Washington Capitals shot in wide of the Team Canada net. Coffey's back there to get it for Canada to Gregg. Gregg shooting it across center ice. It's knocked down out there by Telbane. Back inside his own zone now for Sweden is Bengt Gustafsson. At center ice for Gradin. Gradin to the line now, drops it off at the point, but he put himself offside. We'll have a face-off outside the blue line with 1:55 remaining in the double penalties called to Canada and Sweden. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV.
When it comes to lending money, most banks think there's only one way to do it. So if you don't want to do things their way, you might not fit their loan.
But at the Commerce, we give you a choice of fixed or variable interest rates. Not everyone does. A choice of ways to repay your loan, and we'll even let you pay it off early, with no penalty. You see, at the Commerce, you don't have to fit the loan. The loan fits you.
You can count on the Commerce.
From the face-off, it's Robinson behind his own net to Wilson on the far side. Chasing him is Thomas Gradin. Now digging it out against the boards, Peter Sundstrom. Gradin with the two Sundstrom brothers. That means two members of the Canucks, along with the other Sundstrom brother who plays with the Rangers. Jam in there now. A little rough sledding along the boards. Finally poked free. Coming back with it is Glenn Anderson. Anderson trying to move it out of his own zone. Robinson steps away from a check. Gives it for Wilson. Wilson is center ice now. Over the line. Drops it off. He goes for the net. Here's the shot right on. It hit the post. Hit against the boards. Messier overskates the puck. It's cleared out to center ice. Sundstrom swinging away with it. That's Peter Sundstrom. Is cleared back into his own zone as he is checked in the center ice zone by Glenn Anderson. Now Telbane at center ice. Cleared in. Peter Anderson. Out of his net is Peters. Peters plays it along the boards. Goes by everybody. Out along the boards is kept in. Knocked down in front of the net by Bork. And again it's Canada coming out. Peter Stastny. Stastny just leaving it off for Kevin Lowe. Lowe in over the line. Flips it in deep. Goulet's hustling in there. Goulet throws the check in deep. Goulet again, but he can't reach that puck as Håkan Loob clears it away. Gets the return pass at center ice from Eriksson. Over the line now. Loob back to Eriksson. Eriksson clearing it in. It's knocked away by the defense and Bork got in the way. Now it's Goulet. At center ice, cleared in over the line, but Stastny couldn't get free, and it comes back out through center ice to Loob, and it's called on the two-line pass. 18 seconds left in those double penalties that were called, and the face-off in the center ice zone.
Well, Håkan Loob, he's had an excellent season with the Calgary Flames last year. He's an up-and-coming star in Sweden. I think you're going to see a lot of him in the National Hockey League. He's not that big, but he's got lots of speed and he can shoot the puck.
They like to compare Loob when he came up to the National Hockey League to Mats Naslund of the Canadiens as we look at Gretzky talking with Leon Stickle. But somebody asked Mats about that, and he says, no, he can't compare us. He says, Loob is better.
Oh, really? Mats isn't too bad himself.
From the face-off, Taylene bringing it out to center ice now. Taylene working to the line, flips it in, and Peters out of his net. Taylene going in deep, but Peters makes a good move behind the net. Plays the puck well outside the net. Now working it out. It's Gartner. Gartner to Gray. Gray in the center ice zone. Tried to get it to Gartner. Went off Neslin's stick. Neslin hops in over the line, but on the return pass was wide of him. Clear to the side of the net. Here's Neslin trying to get it out in front. That was intercepted by Peters. There's a way a goaltender can help himself out. Now along the boards, Coffey trying to wrist it out to center ice for Gartner, and that was intercepted. Now Gustafsson. Gartner makes the check out there, and he comes away with a puck. Great effort by Gartner. To Gretzky. Gretzky in front is just deflected away from Glenn Anderson. Turning and clearing it to center ice now is Stayan. Robinson backhanding it rink wide on the far side. Now it's Coffey moving up over the line for Gretzky. It bounces off the board. Here's Gartner going in. Loose puck. The shot. It's blocked at the defense as Taylene was there. Now in front, a bouncing puck, and it's cleared away by Eriksson out near the line. Robinson, the shot, and it just deflects wide. Gartner in front of that net, and they're going to toss both Gartner and also Taylene, obviously for roughing in front of the net.
They're a little chippy out there. The boys are starting to throw their sticks around. Here's a chance by Anderson. He has an open net. Watch for him on the far side of the screen here. An open net to shoot at the defenseman, just gets in front of it and blocks it.
I thought it was Taylene. It was Bo Eriksson got his leg on that. And then the rough stuff in front of the net. It led to the penalties. So it's Gartner off. And along with him will go Taylene for roughing. So we've had a couple of them. A penalty coming at the 7:51 mark of the period. No score in this hockey game as we look there at Patrick Sundstrom of the Vancouver Canucks. Just 22 years of age. Just a great young hockey player. The Canucks very, very happy to have him on board.
Well, he was their leading scorer last year.
For Canada.
All right, Robinson coming out of the zone now at center ice. It's cleared away. Telbane just knocking it ahead along the boards for Peter Sundstrom. Dropped off now. Telbane is over the line. Telbane, there's the quick shot, and Peters again. Peters has been sharp. Here comes Wilson. Center ice for Bossy. to the line. Bossy clearing it back. Robinson trailing on the play. Hadn't reached the blue line, so he has to regroup now. Robinson for Bossy. Bossy just had to knock it back as the pass was into his skates. Now Robinson. Robinson sliding it to the far side. Now it's in deep. There's a chance for Messier. Robinson in there as well as he moved in deep. Wilson knocks it into the corner. Telbane is back there. Big check thrown in deep on Telbane by Messier. Messier's got the puck now inside the blue line. So they've been hitting in this game so far. Along the board, Sundstrom. This is Patrick Sundstrom at center ice now. Sundstrom over the line for his brother Peter. He's checked. Coming across is Lowe. Bork on this side. Bork, Bossy. Tipped along the boards, out through center ice now. Here comes Lowe over the line. He gets set, makes a move. What a move! The shot hit the post. The rebound came back to him. And it winds up in the corner. Bork's got it. Bork along the boards. Gretzky can't reach it. They're behind the boards now. They're behind the net. And finally, Sweden checking well. Come away with it. Thomas Stayen. Up the left wing board. Stayen to the line. He's checking Gretzky. Gretzky comes back. 2-on-2. Along with Anderson. Anderson cutting for the net. Swings around. There's going to be a penalty issued to Eldebrink as he hooked on Anderson going for the net. So Canada goes on the power play. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV.
Designing a better service station isn't child's play. You've told us you want stations with quick and easy access and signs you can read at a glance, where you can move around easily whatever the weather. Clean, uncluttered stations, well lit at night, where service is everything it's supposed to be. At Esso, we're designing better service stations because that's what you want. Because of you, we're getting better.
It'll be 2 minutes for holding to Eldebrink. Anders Eldebrink. And down below is Eddie Westfall. Eddie?
Thank you, Ron. At Light's level, one of the successful parts of Sweden's game right now is their ability to come out of their own end. They're using one quick pass to the centerman in the center of their own end of the ice, and then another one out across the blue line, although Canada seems to be putting on some pretty good pressure now.
Well, they've had this team together a bit longer than Canada. Here's a shot just wide of the net. Bossy with a tremendous shot of his that he just missed on a low drive off to the right of goaltender Peter Lindmark. Here's Wilson. Robinson. Wilson again at center ice. Wilson to the line. It's Gartner. Gartner over the line, flips it to the far side, but is knocked down by Gustafsson, who was cutting and bruising right at the blue line. And now Wilson will try to control deep in his own zone and set up the play again. Robinson. Robinson at center. Robinson trying to get it over to Gartner, who's cutting through mid-ice. Naslund intercepted it, and he rolls it down the ice. Peters out of his net. Gartner starting out as he gets the pass from Wilson. Gartner's hauled down on the play. No penalty. Crowd thought there should have been one. It's cleared right back in again. Boy, Canada's power play has not looked good in this series so far. Again, that is just the fact that this team has not been together for as long as one would like. Bossy's way offside on that play, and so we'll have a face-off on that. This program is broadcast under rights granted by Hockey Canada and the NHL Players Association. It's protected by copyright and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or reuse of this program without the express written permission of the CTV Television Network and TV Labatt is forbidden. No score in this game. We've passed the midway mark of the first period. We're at the Pacific Coliseum in Vancouver, Canada versus Sweden. Canada's in a bit of a dogfight right now. They've been outshot 6-5 early in the going here. Here's Bork over the line. He can move the puck well. He stops up, clears it in front. Now swinging away with his Eisenman out in front. Great chance for Messier, and right out there to cover it up is Peter Lindmark. So Eiserman set up a good play in front for Messier, but he couldn't convert it.
Well, Messier was standing there all alone, but the defenseman looked around, noticed him there, and picked him up. I guess it was Sundstrom come back. A good play by Sundstrom coming back into the slot area to pick him up.
So the face-off to the left of Lindmark. And again, it's Eiserman. Canada with 48 seconds left in their power play. That was the first good scoring chance they've had. Now it's golfed along the boards, back to the line. Coffey keeps it in, slides it along the boards. Eiserman battling a bouncing puck in there. Knocked down, gets up again. Now Anderson moves in to help out. Anderson is hauled down, and it's taken by Gartner. Gartner to Bork. Bork with a good shot, and it's right on. There's going to be a penalty. I don't know to who, and maybe for holding in the goalmouth area it is. And it'll be Kyle Telvain who's going off as a Team Canada player was knocked down in the crease.
Here the Team Canada player tries to come in front, set up for a screen. The goalie's out of his crease there. He kind of stumbles over him. But before that, Tallinn was holding him as he was coming in front of the net.
Well, the penalty is called against Telvain. So now with 26 seconds left in the other penalty.
Felvin, 2 minutes for interference.
Interference is the call.
Great opportunity here for Canada now in a 5-on-3. Have to put one in the net here.
Well, they've got Kent Nielsen out there. Also out there is Thomas Steen. And it'll be up to them to try and kill this one off. Bo Eriksson playing back. The power play then. And they've got Larry Robinson up front again. They do that a lot. Larry's very effective up there because of his size. Makes the check in there. There you saw an example of it as he forced the Swedes to cough up the puck. Now cleared across. Here's Gretzky, and he put a riser up over top of the net. It clears the blue line and winds up going all the way down into Team Canada territory. 8 seconds left on the first penalty. Gretzky gets the lead pass. Hits the line along with Robinson. Stops, feeds it in front. Now we got a 2-on-1. The shot! Oh, the save is made by Peter Lindmark. Great move in front. Lindmark was right there to equal the occasion.
Well, Messier can't believe that he missed that goal. Put his hands on his head. Here he is all alone there. He makes a little deke. Just wants to slide it under the pad.
Oh, he hit the inside of the pad and dropped down for Lindmark to sit on it. Now there's Mark Messier, the Edmonton Oilers. Right now he's playing with Gretzky up front. Ran along with Bossy, so you got some firepower out there, some 50-goal scorers. Here's Robinson unable to hold it inside the zone. Robinson is now playing back on the blue line as Coffey comes back now. Here's the pass behind Bossy. He reached back for it, is forced to stop now. Now feeds it ahead. Coffey moves up, just relays it in. Behind the net now, Eldebrink back there. Third along the boards as Messier moved right in quickly on top of him, and Robinson now is back with it. 1:04 left as Canada's playing just a man advantage now. Goulet, a rink-wide pass. Bossy to Coffey. Coffey over the line now, trying to get it over for Gartner. Unable to. Up against the boards. That's Goulet, rather. Nielsen inside the blue line now. Nielsen swinging back now. Bossy on top of him, and he finally fired it down the ice. Canada, 40 seconds left in the power play at center ice. Clears it in. Coffey shooting it in deep. Goulet moving in as well. Has cleared back for Bork. Bork keeping it in. Bossy in front. Oh, what a chance for Goulet, and he just couldn't redirect that. And it's cleared out to center ice. Bork's got it out there. Canada changing on the fly as Wilson moves to the line. Shoots it in. Bounces out in front. Took a crazy hop off the boards. Kept in by Gartner there very alertly. Gretzky now out in front. And Goulet just couldn't hold that. Now back at the line. Here's Bork's shot. Deflected wide of the net. Goulet's had some great chances. That one cleared out from behind the net. It was covered by Lindmark, and he holds on.
Well, Team Canada's having problems finishing their plays. That was one of the problems they had against the United States the other night. They had the chances, they had scoring opportunities, but they just couldn't finish them off. Here's Gretzky, tries to shovel it in. Lindmark seems to go down a lot. I wonder if Team Canada will pick that up or not and start to try to throw the puck over him.
We've seen a few, including Gretzky, who let one go that was aimed high, and so you wonder. We'll see the scouting report on Lindmark. Lindmark has had some success in international hockey, but the Swedes probably would have preferred to have Pelle Lindbergh there. There's Leif Bork, the coach of Sweden, a rookie coach at that. Here's Greg. A shot is blocked at the defense, is sprawling in front of Will Sundstrom. Now there's a shot that's fired over top of the net. Greg going high that time at center ice. And it's intercepted and hauled down. There's going to be another penalty to Sweden, and they're upset. This time it was Bob Bourne who was hauled down, and Peter Sundstrom is very upset. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV.
halfway through the party, everyone ran out of things to say. Then, at the stroke of midnight, someone appeared with the Sperry PC. It looked like most other personal computers, but it had a more comfortable keyboard, dramatic color graphics, IBM software compatibility, and it ran 50% faster than the IBM PC. Now everyone had something to talk about again. The Sperry PC, what the personal computer should have been in the first place.
Bourne picks up the puck off the boards here. There's a definite hole there. At that point, that was a bad penalty to take because Bourne wasn't in any position to really get on top of the goal.
This is scoring chance. I'm sure this is frustrating for Sweden, but this is not like a Swedish team. I can't argue the penalties. The referee is clearly calling the game very, very tightly right now. He's a U.S. referee from the Boston area, Mike Noah. But they're penalties. There's no doubt about it. And Sweden just normally does not get that type of penalties in a hockey game. They're basically very well disciplined.
They're playing very aggressive tonight. This game means a lot to both hockey clubs, and they're playing like it.
Well, there's no score. Now Canada is out shooting Sweden 9-6. They've had the advantage, of course, of the power play, but they're just not sharp. They're not hitting the net with the shots or the deflections. And now we're going to see a chance for Bork as he shoots it in. Over on the far side, Gartner just let it go. Gretzky's got it now. Gretzky tried to get it back to the blue line. Now Anderson reaches in there. Gretzky behind the net, trying to get it out in front. Now it's Gartner. Gartner, back for Gretzky, back to Gartner. Couldn't reach it with that pass. Mats Naslund intercepted and cleared it down the ice. Back to get it is Doug Wilson. Gustafsson forechecking as Wilson feeds it up ice. Gretzky has to go back with it. Pass deflected before it got to him. Now Wilson driving it in all the way around the boards. Gartner picks it up on this side, lets it go to Bork. Bork now to Gretzky. Gretzky in front. There's a shot. Oh, what a chance! And I think he shot it wide. That was Gartner.
That puck was bouncing a little bit on Mike Gartner, and he didn't catch it the way he would have liked to.
So icing is called with 59 seconds left in the penalty. And so we'll have a face-off just outside the blue line. It is not icing, and I think we're going to get a penalty to Anderson. Now Anderson is going off. I don't know for what. We'll have to wait for the...
Team Canada, number 9, Glenn Anderson. 2 minutes for slashing at 14:24.
Well, it's a slash.
Looked like a little bit of a cheap ball there.
Well, he's just not going to let anything go. It is apparent. Mike North is establishing himself. Mike North refereed in the NHL last year, a rookie referee last season. Getting a chance here in international hockey.
That's the time you don't want to take a penalty. When you do have a power play opportunity, you don't want to be in the penalty box to even it up.
All right, so they're even strength right now and will be for 55 seconds or so. Here's Robinson ahead. Lead pass for Bossy, kicks it free. Here he comes down over the line now. Bossy with a great shot. There it is. Third goal.
Here's a great play by Larry Robinson. He spots Bossy. He catches the defenseman flat-footed. Bossy gets in scoring position. He can put him away. He takes a look right between the legs of Lindmark. That's why he's scored 50 goals 7 seasons in a row. When he gets around there, he knows how to put it in.
Well, that's his third goal of the Canada Cup. Robinson inside the zone now. Teams are still at even strength.
By number 22.
Goal now over the line. Here's Coffey moving in. Feeds it over. Chance. The shot is high on Lindmark. Robinson's in there deep. Gets it back for Bossy. To Coffey. Coffey turning away from the checking. Gets it in there. Wrists it. There's going to be a penalty called again. This time for hooking, I believe. And it's going to be to Anderson as Coffey comes in and says something to him. And they may be both going. We'll see. Yes, they are. They're putting both numbers up. So Coffey's going. All right, we'll change all of that. It was not that particular play. It was Messier who's going. And is the Swedish player going as well?
Team Canada penalty.
No. All right. So Messier
Number
goes.
11, Marc Messier, 2 minutes for tripping at 15:04. Messier tripping.
Oh, a penalty filled is the only way to describe this first period. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, plus the doubles. In effect, that's 12 two-minute penalties have been handed out. That's very unlike a Swedish game. Most of them have gone to Sweden.
And not real good penalties either. They're all little hooking and tripping penalties.
There's Bourne knocked down. He covers up the puck inside the blue line as he fell down, and so we'll get a face-off for that.
Sometimes when the players are a little over anxious, that's what happens. They tend to take penalties. And if you have a ref that's made up his mind he's going to call everything, you're in the box.
Be careful. 1-0 Canada, as you see it there. In about 10 seconds, Canada is going to be playing 2 men short. Gradin back out around his net. Gradin out to center ice now, and it's off the heel of Bourne's skate. Anderson there, and now Canada is 2 men short. Telvain on this side, number 5 for Sweden, cutting across the line, clears the rink wide over the line now, and digging it out along the boards is Sundstrom. Around the boards for Gregg for Canada, back for Lowe with Sundstrom moving in on him, and he hooks it down the ice. Good play there by Kevin Lowe. Back into his own zone to get it is Telvain just stopping behind the net. Ahead for Sundstrom. This is Patrick Sundstrom of the Vancouver Canucks. Drops it back for Peter Anderson. He's over the line. Gradin to Anderson. Anderson to Eldebrink. Back to Anderson. Eldebrink wasting time here. Eldebrink, Anderson. This will drive a coach crazy. The 2-man advantage and no shots. Back out for Anderson. Anderson set. The shot scores. Right along the ice. I don't think Peter saw it till the last instant.
Looked to me like Peter might have misjudged it a little bit. There's the forward, Team Canada forward. Might have screened him. Right between Peter's legs.
Didn't look like he was screened, did he, Darryl?
No. He just maybe caught a little flat-footed.
Well, they were moving it back and forth, and nothing was coming. As I said, that kind of gets everybody standing around, and then suddenly he drove it right along the ice. Here's Wilson. Canada is now 1 man short. Haven't got an announcement yet on that goal. Eldebrink, I believe, got it. Now out comes Nielsen. Nielsen to the center ice. Eldebrink's over the line. Eldebrink hooked from behind, gets it again, throws it in front for Nielsen, back for Lube. He's unable to knock it down. And Canada with Tonelli. Tonelli doubling it ahead to the Swedish blue line. Eriksson leaves it for Nielsen. 22 seconds left in the power play now. Nielsen drops it off. Moving up and over the line is Lube. Lube cutting across. Lube just backing up against the board. Still has that puck now as Canada gets into the box. Lube intercepted very neatly by Sutter. He brings it to center ice along with Tonelli. Over the line is checked away from him, and back again comes hook on Lube. Lube ahead for Stahan. Back to Lube. Lube is over the line. Lube is knocked down as he hit the line by Sutter and is chopped back out to center ice. Canada making a change as Eldebrink brings it to the line to Nielsen. Nielsen trying to go through the defense. Lowe took him out of the play. And it is fed back out to center ice. Now the penalty is over. Gardner over the line along with Gretzky. Gretzky working for the line, the net, and he's knocked down as he got in close. Gustafsson clearing it around the boards. Lowe pinches in from the point and is jammed in against the boards. Now fed behind the net. Out in front. What a great play there made by Gretzky. But again, they were unable to hold it as Anderson mishandled the puck, and it winds up down in the Team Canada zone. Lowe ahead. At center ice, Gretzky overskated it. Lowe steps up into the Swedish player. Puck is poked free. Eriksson shooting it back in again. Round the boards. Lowe, he's checked on the play. Puck bounces in front. Cleared away by Bork. Still in front of the net. And finally it's cleared up to Gretzky. Gretzky with Anderson. Trying to sweep around that defense. Taylor giving it a chase. Gretzky in the corner. Clears it out into the slot. Everybody was turned the wrong way. Gustafsson now brings it out. At center ice along with Naslund. Here's his shot. It's knocked down. Loose in front. Hit the post. Great chance there. And it was Håkansson who hit the post. The whistle goes, and we'll have a face-off. A 1-1 tie. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV.
Was Gillette Foamy thick enough and rich enough to restrain a rushing roller coaster? No. So we improved Foamy, made it even thicker and richer. Now is improved foamy thick enough and rich enough?
No. But if you thought your foamy gave you clean, close shaves, just wait till you see how much thicker and richer foamy is now.
Gillette Foamy Shave Cream. We made it even thicker and richer.
The Swedish goal was scored by Anderson from Patrick Sundstrom and Eldebrink. The time of the goal was 16:13, and we've got a 1-1 tie. Bossy was an unassisted goal, and the puck is cleared back in again. Anderson clearing it out to center ice now. It rolls down into the Swedish zone, and way out of his net is Lindmark, and he holds on, so we'll have a face-off. That is a no-no in North American hockey. It is not a no-no in European hockey. Well, there you see the final score as Germany came up against it tonight. 8-1 the final. The United States, of course, edged out Czechoslovakia in Buffalo. So that'll reshuffle the standings considerably. All right, now we're in a 1-1 tie here at the Pacific Coliseum with 1:19 left in the first period. Canada's in a dogfight here. Larry Robinson, by the way, got an assist on that Mike Bossy goal. Now Robinson pitching in from the point, looking for that pass from Peter Stastny, but it didn't get it, and it's out at center ice now. And Sundstrom to the line, is checked away from him. Now Canada will come back in again. Pass from Bellows. Over to the wing now. Stastny, Goulet. Goulet couldn't hold that pass. It's cleared around the boards and back out to center ice, and Doug Wilson's back for it. Less than a minute remaining in the period now. Wilson stopping up in his own zone, feeds it straight up ice. Ahead for Peter Stastny, who can't knock that pass down. It's cleared right back out to center ice by Eldebrink. In the center ice zone, Bellows. Bellows shooting it in. Out of his net is Lindmark, traps it behind the net. Now it's Eldebrink. He's checked. Goulet out in front. That's blocked by Lindmark, the goaltender, and Sweden. Brodin to Sundstrom. Over the line now. Delvane, his shot is wide of the net. Along the boards, it is Bork. Bork trying to dig it free. Stastny, Bossy just cutting across ice. 14 seconds left in the period. Rink-wide pass. Bork turning, feeding it back deep in his own zone now for Lowe. Lowe ahead for Yzerman. He's checked just as he tried to get loose by Stan, and that'll be it. A first period of hockey that saw Canada outshoot Sweden 11-7. But Canada not sharp again. I think if you were to say one key to the period was that lack of sharpness by Canada when they were presented with scoring chances.
When you get those scoring chances in a tournament such as this, you have to put them away. And Canada, they're having tough luck around the net. I don't know if they're uptight or what it is. They're just getting some bad breaks. But there were some scoring chances by the Swedes, too. They hit the goal post. They had a few other good chances that Pete Peters came up and made the good saves. I've been impressed with the checking of the Swedes a little bit. They've been working on that part of the game. They know that if you want to be better, they have to pick up their checking.
All right, Bossy scored on a power play, and then Anderson scored for Sweden with a two-man advantage for the Swedes. And after one period, there you see it, a 1-1 tie. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV.
Here's something new, so you'd better look twice. Yes, it's Labatt's Light, and don't it look nice? You see the bottle's brand new, with a twist off cap too. Still tastes light and so smooth, and it's looking so new. Yes, it's Labatt's Light.
Char-broiling, that's what makes a Harvey's hamburger a beautiful thing.
Char-broiling, yes, but it's really my fresh garnishes.
Oh, sure.
People just check our menu, order, follow their tray, and when you're through, I start.
Laying on the mustard, relish, tomatoes, pickles, onions.
They can choose as much as they want of whatever they want at no extra charge. Now, isn't that beautiful?
You really can pile it on.
No extra charge.
Harvey's makes your hamburger a beautiful thing.
Here is a CTV News update. Brian Mulroney was down to business in Ottawa today, meeting with senior staff. Already, speculation is rampant about the fate of certain public servants. Who will be fired, who will be bought out, who will be transferred. Names mentioned in the speculation include Jack Horner, head of the Grain Transportation Authority, CBC President Pierre Junot, and Morris Strong and Joel Bell, two prominent Crown Corporation executives. The Conservative landslide has changed the plans of Alberta Premier Peter Lougheed, who had considered retiring in 1985. Lougheed now says he'll stay to help build a new era in federal-provincial relations. It's now firm. Leaders of Israel's two major parties have agreed on a unity government, with each taking 2 years as prime minister. The Soviet general chosen to explain last year's shooting down of a Korean Airlines plane has been fired. Nikolai Ogarkov was second only to Soviet Defense Minister Dmitry Ustinov. No reason given for the dismissal. Details on these and other stories later on the CTV National News.
Welcome back to Vancouver's Pacific Coliseum. It's a 1-1 tie, Canada and Sweden. Mike Bossy scoring for Team Canada, and Peter Anderson getting the goal for Team Sweden. Team Canada defenseman Kevin Lowe with us. And Kevin, you've had some frustrating times in this series. I believe in Halifax you got hit in the head with a puck. You've had a knee injury. And in the early going of this game, taken heavily into the boards.
Yeah, it's been a little unlucky for me so far. I think I've gone 3 or 4 years with the Oilers without an injury, and this year, like you say, 3 injuries already. But I'll be all right. I think a lot of the Oilers players are built of a pretty tough mold, and I think I'll be able to endure the rest of the season.
What about the first period here tonight, Kevin? Was it the type of game you expected? A lot of penalties. It seemed to be very physical, in fact, chippy.
Well, I think the ice was a little slow at the start of the first period, or for the first period, and that sometimes forces the players to hook and hold a little more than usual. But I think it'll speed up. We expected this type of game from the Swedes. They played a great game against the Russians, and we know they got a swift skating forwards and a good goaltender, so we're prepared for a big battle.
Kevin, what about the overall challenge now for Team Canada to win the Canada Cup? Your coach and general manager Glenn Sather was saying it took us 5 years to win the Stanley Cup. We have 5 weeks to win the Canada Cup.
Well, we certainly don't want it to take us 5 years to win the Canada Cup. We're very well prepared. I think we're a little bit behind in some of the European teams, especially the Czechs and the Russians. The Swedes are a lot like us. They only got together or just prior to the Canada Cup, but we're well prepared. I think our conditioning is better than it's ever been, and we've got a lot of young, enthusiastic guys, and we can't be thinking that the fact that we only had 5 weeks to prepare ourselves is going to hinder us. We're here to win the Cup. There is a bit of pressure on us to win the Cup, but I think the Canadian hockey players are made of that mold. We're used to playing in pressure situations. There's a lot of players on this hockey team who played in pressure situations. So I think we're very well prepared. We want to win it all.
Okay, defenseman Kevin Lowe, our thanks for coming in during this intermission. Continued good luck.
Thank you.
Kevin Lowe, defenseman for Team Canada. And we move over now, the captain of the Swedish national team, also a member of the NHL Vancouver Canucks, Thomas Gradin. And Thomas, what about that first period? It was really out of character as far as the Swedish team is concerned.
Well, I don't know. I think, as Kevin just said, it's not too good ice, and all of these games you play here in the Canada Cup Series, it's always tough in the first period.
Thomas, what about now your assignment against the Soviets? You lost to them by just 1 goal. As Kevin mentioned, an exceptional performance by Team Sweden. But you're out there with the number 1 line of Sweden, and you were checking Makarov, Krutov, and Larionov. That's quite an assignment, and I believe you were +1.
Yeah, that's true. But even though we lose a game, and in the series we got to count the points, and we don't have any points yet, so we got to hope for those coming tonight.
What about the tempo out there now? You started off and spent a lot of time on the Gretzky line.
Yeah, well, the tempo in this game isn't too good now. In the first period, it's a lot higher tempo against the Russians. But I think it will change now in the second and third period.
Some great goaltending, especially Peter Lindmark kept Team Sweden in there in the early going, stopping successive shots on more than 1 occasion.
That's true. He's playing very well during the 2 first games, 2 against the Americans and the Russians. So he's doing really well.
Well, I'm sure the fans here at the Pacific Coliseum are enjoying it, Thomas, and all the viewers coast to coast across Canada. Good luck to you and Team Sweden, and also in the upcoming NHL season with Vancouver.
Thank you, man.
Thomas Gradin of the Vancouver Canucks and Team Sweden. And we're tied after 1 period in Vancouver, and this is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV.
I have a problem. My complexion is part dry and part oily, especially between and over my eyes.
That's combination skin, and it isn't unusual. Try new Cuticura soap.
Cuticura?
Yes, new Cuticura is formulated with cleansers to remove excess oil and moisturizing ingredients that act as conditioners to help your dry patches feel soft and smooth.
Fights oily skin, fights dry skin too, for a fresh, beautiful complexion.
Do you have combination skin problems? Try new Cuticura soap.
Children don't run out of energy, but countries can. At Petro-Canada, we haven't forgotten that energy shortages do happen. We haven't forgotten the search for the energy they'll need tomorrow. We haven't forgotten Canada's future. Petro-Canada, putting Canada first.
Armbruster, you ran up the highest long-distance phone bill in the organization.
But, sir, I was just...
Good work, Armbruster. By making more long-distance telephone calls, you set a company sales record. Your traveling expenses are way down.
Yes, sir.
Did you people get the message?
If your company's long-distance calling is increasing, could be your profits are, too. Business long distance, today's way to operate.
Kurt Berglund is the chairman of the International Hockey Committee of the Swedish Ice Hockey Federation. Kurt, as you have more and more players coming to the National Hockey League, then they come home, is it more or less difficult now to put your national team together for tournaments such as the Canada Cup?
For tournaments such as Canada Cup, it's not so hard because then we can use our professional players. But for the tournaments like World Championships and Olympic Games, it's not so easy.
You've had 86 players drafted by the National Hockey League in the last 10 years. Now, how has this affected your senior league, your top-level hockey at home?
Well, I could say that this is both good and bad. I think the quality is not as good as earlier, but still, on the other hand, more and more young boys like to play hockey because they see the chance to turn pro.
When you put your players who come back from the National Hockey League in the summertime together with your regular National League players, your national team players, is there any kind of a split? Is there any difference in the two of them when they come to a tournament like Canada Cup?
Well, I don't think so. But on the other hand, you can also remember a tournament back in '81. Mm-hmm. That was not so good for us, but I hope this time we will have a better result.
Well, what is happening now in the minor hockey system back home in Sweden? Is it the registration, is it still continuing to climb?
Oh, yes. I'm not expert on that, but I know it's growing and more boys are playing ice hockey and they see the goal to turn pro.
Well, what is the ambition of those young players now? Are they thinking Canada Cup? Are they thinking Olympics? Are they thinking World Championships? The young players, what do they think of most?
I think the young players, first of all, they know more about the World Championships. And of course, when we televise to Sweden, the Canada Cup is the #1 tournament, for sure.
Okay, how does it feel for Swedish fans to be into a tournament and not see their arch rivals, their old enemies from Finland missing? They're not here. Must be different for you.
Yeah, it's different. So remember back in '76, we made a very good tournament until we met the Finns in Winnipeg, and we lost 6-8, and that was not very good. Unless, if we have beaten the Finns, we have been in the final.
All right, now, the Finns have had 13 players drafted last year by the National Hockey League. Now, is their national team, say, on a comeback, on a swing that'll get them back into prominence?
Well, if you remember the World Championships in Germany last year, they were not so good. So, but hopefully they will come back.
What was the best hope that you and all of Sweden had with your team coming to Canada Cup?
To win the cup, of course.
Did you really think you could?
No. Realistic, third or fourth place.
Third or fourth place? Well, let's hope that's where you finish. You usually push Canada out like you did in Sarajevo, but good luck to you anyway. Thank you very much, Kurt.
Thank you.
Thank you, Johnny. And Swedish hockey has come a long way since the early 60s when Ulf Sterner was the lone Swedish player in the NHL. Now there are close to 30 Swedish players performing in the National Hockey League. A 1-1 tie here in Vancouver. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV.
Hey, you guys playing Sports Select Baseball Pool?
Sure, yeah.
I think I picked a winner. Look, home win, that's a 1. Either team by 1 run, that's a 3. And an away win, that's a 2. Easy as 1-3-2, right, Roseanne?
Must be if you understand it all.
That's my Sports Select ticket. You know, Jimmy, it is the
Most fun you can have with a ticket.
Don't bite the hand that pays you, Roseanne.
This week's jackpot is $4 million.
Burger King asks, does a burger fixed to your taste really whet your... Would extra mayo and no ketchup really hit the... Does the thought of no onion but double the pickle make your mouth... Would a burger with lettuce and tomato make your taste buds... Don't you think you should have your burger your way? Then come to Burger King. Go someplace else and you're probably missing the...
I don't think there's much question about it. The goaltenders were very busy in that first period. Pete Peters in goal for Team Canada. And Peter Lindmark at the other end, Eddie Westfall, really played well to keep the score respectable, 1-1 after 20 minutes.
A lot of intensity in the hockey game again, Bernie, and early in the period you saw Team Sweden take over. Canada looking very jittery, but then it took them a while, about halfway into the period, before they got things rolling. You know, earlier, Gradin had an opportunity. Bossy had a couple of opportunities, some good playmaking by both teams, some sloppy playmaking by both teams, but you're right. The goaltending was the story. Let's take a look at one of the opportunities that Team Canada had. Gretzky carried the puck, gave it to Messier. Watch the left leg of Peter Lindmark. Tremendous save off Messier by Lindmark. Of course, that's the kind of saves you have to make if your team's going to be successful. But on a power play, look at Robinson down the left wing side. He finds right-handed shooting Mike Bossy. And in front of Thomas Eriksson, Bossy gets a break, races away. Watch Bossy as he goes down, looks over to see if there's anybody there, and then quickly snaps the puck. Lindmark is well out, but his legs, they're open, and Bossy, who can find the mark and find the spot, found it right between the legs. That made the score 1-0.
Eddie, I was going to mention a great shot by Bossy, but the experience and the poise of Larry Robinson feeding that lead pass.
Finding the man in the open and getting him away, always a big thing in hockey. Let's take a look at the third highlight that I chose. There's Bent Gustafson, the fine Washington Capital. Look at the quick shot by Hawkinson. Went off the goalpost to the left of Pete Peters. With 1 minute and 34 seconds left in the period, a good opportunity for Team Sweden to take a lead into the dressing room. And there's no question that a lead is a big thing going into the dressing room, never mind coming out.
Thank you very much, Eddie Westfall. And the shots on goal in that period, 11-7, favoring Canada, and it's tied at 1. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV.
Today's smart money. Do you know where it's going? It's coming to Continental Bank, where we use advanced new business and personal banking systems to make sure your money is always in action. Continental Bank of Canada. Team Canada's bankers in action.
See this ugly yellow stain? That's what comes from cigar or cigarette smoke. Just think what smoking a pack a day, every day, could do to your teeth. But look, here's Topol, the smoker's tooth polish that helps remove all kinds of superficial tobacco stains. Topol starts to work immediately to clean your teeth and to help remove these stains. Just use Topol week after week and watch your teeth get brighter and brighter. Topol, the smoker's tooth polish, regular or with fluoride.
There's a time we all know when everyone does the best. Everything comes together. You leave all the rest. You're number one at what you do. Number one at this spot for you.
Budweiser with the clean, smooth Beechwood aged taste that's made it #1, the world's most popular beer.
In all you do, this spot's for you.
The Canada Cup scoring summary is brought to you by Continental Bank of Canada. Team Canada's bankers in action.
Well, there's the story on that first period. Mike Bossy scoring while Team Canada had an advantage. Robinson and Coffey has also been given an assist on that goal now at 14:39. And then Peter Anderson at the 15:13 mark of the period with a two-man advantage for Sweden, and Canada outshot Sweden 11-7. Couldn't take advantage of the opportunities they were presented with to any great extent. 24 minutes in penalties. As much a story in that period as anything, Darrell.
lot of penalties there, and when the referee's calling it as close as he is tonight, sometimes that takes away your aggressiveness to put a check on a guy because you're afraid you're going to take a penalty and you lay off.
There's the Canada Cup standings right now. Right up to the moment, of course, the result of this one is not known. 1-1 tie, but of course the Soviet Union won against Germany earlier tonight, and the United States edged out Czechoslovakia. So this now becomes even more a must-win situation for Canada. The United States is right up there, giving everybody problems. Here's Yzerman back inside his own zone. We're underway here in the second period. Both teams are at even strength and at full strength along the boards. Sweden trying to get loose. Working in there is Sandstrom. Out in front now. Here's the chance for Sweden, and he's hauled down. There's going to be a penalty, and it's scored on the play. There was a penalty being called, and Sweden scored. And I believe that was young Thomas Sundstrom who got it at the side of the net.
There's Eklund all alone in front. He is pulled down. Pete Peters lying flat on his back. Sandstrom just stuck it upstairs there.
Well, Sandstrom.
Scrambly play here in the corner. Pete Peters falls down a little early there. Sit above him.
Well, a bit of a shocker here early in the second period at the 25-second mark. Sweden goes ahead 2-1. It would have been a penalty on the play. The arm had gone up. Suddenly the puck was in the net. And Canada just caught flat-footed starting the period. Well, they've got some work to do now. Over the line now, breaking in is Sundstrom. Sundstrom clearing it into the slot. It's intercepted by Sutter. Out to the blue line for Tonelli. Tonelli getting it from Bourne. It's a shot in by Tonelli. Into the corner it goes. Telvain is in there. Also Tonelli out in front, Bourne, but he couldn't get the shot away. And out for Sweden comes Thomas Gradin. Gradin is over the line. Looking for the man in front. Took a shot. It's off a leg. Tonelli right in front of the net. What a save is made by Peters. Now in against the boards. That one with lightning quickness. And Peters had to be very, very alert. Offside at the line as the two Sundstroms hit the line together. And there you see Patrick Sundstrom. It's 2-1 Sweden leading. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CDP.
Bell Canada telecommunication systems are dependable, and Bell works hard to keep them that way. For example, Bell keeps a 24-hour watch on many of its SL1 computerized telephone systems. At its monitoring centers, potential trouble is instantly spotted and corrected, or a technician is dispatched to put things right, often before the customer knew a problem existed. It's the kind of backup service and expertise that can work for you. Bell, now you're talking.
From the face-off, Robinson clears it down into the Swedish zone along the boards, up against the boards. Wilson unable to get loose, tangled up against the boards with Stain. It's back over the line. That drifting shot. Bounces out of break, comes off the backboards. They score.
Well, the Swedes are getting a few breaks here, a few bounces their way. Watch, the puck is shot in, just inside the blue line. Right over the net. Pete Peters is down. The puck bounces off those boards like we talked about earlier. Larry tried to clear it. He hit the back of Peter and in the net. A few lucky breaks here for the Swedes. Put Canada in a hole.
Well, it's Gradin who I think will get credit for the goal.
1 minute and 43 by number 3, Anders
Eldebrink, but I think that Gradin got his stick in there. Puck is cleared off the boards again. I think that was Gradin at the side of the net who put it in. Now, back near the line, intercepted by Robinson. Out he comes now. Robinson leading the rush. That back pass over the line now. And the shot is cleared across the goal mouth. There was nobody in deep. Wilson with the shot. Out in the slot. Out in front. It hit his skate. Anderson wasn't ready for that pass from Gretzky. Against the boards. Behind the net it goes. Sweden picks it up now. Hawkinson bringing it out, and there's going to be a penalty called. Thelin, I believe, is going off. He put the hook or the clutch on Wayne Gretzky coming out of the zone.
Thelin, he steps in front of Anderson, I think it was, and for no reason at all. He wasn't in the play. Wasn't going to do any harm. Kind of a silly penalty to take at this time. Give Canada a chance to get back into the hockey game here.
Well, watch for it along the boards now. There it is, the interference. And right in front of the referee, which is not a good idea either.
Sweden, number 2, Max.
Well, Team Canada's power play has to come through here. They had a number of opportunities in the first period.
At 2:18.
They need a goal to get back in.
There's a very worried Glenn Sather. And he has reason to be. His team has not been sharp in the scoring department. And now they are under a great deal of pressure, trailing by 2 early in the second period. Canada on the power play.
Sweden's the type of team that's known for you like to get a lead on them, put your scoring chances in, and sometimes they tend to pack it in a little bit. I think that's might have happened against the USA when USA beat them 7-1. Well, now they're in the hockey game. They're up 3-1, and they're going to play maybe a little differently.
Oh, the face-off. Messier will take the draw. He's out there with Bossy and Gretzky on the wing right now. Coffey along with Bourque on the defense. Bourque gets the pass from Coffey. Goes in. Deep in the zone now. Back out for Gretzky. Gretzky to Coffey. Coffey clearing it in front. It went off a couple of legs and wound up in the corner. Bourque's got it at the blue line. Bourque shot through a screen. Bouncing puck. They shoot at it. And finally it's cleared down the ice by Thomas Stayan. Back to get it for Team Canada. Bourque. Messier is upended as he tried to come out by Stayan. Now Gretzky against the boards, fighting for the puck along with Eklund. Messier at center ice trying to clear it away, and Canada is being checked considerably here by Sweden. Nielsen went down with the puck. Stayan clears it into the Team Canada zone, and Coffey is back to get it. Coffey ahead at center ice now. Canada on the move. Over the line they come. It's cleared rink wide. Coffey moving in. Coffey in front of the net. Bouncing puck. Quick shot. Down on his knees is Lindmark. He made the initial save. Coffey. Rink wide. Here's Bossy trying to get the shot away. Back out to Coffey. His shot, and it went off the leg of the sprawling Gradin and up into the crowd, and we'll have a face-off. Again, Canada is presenting itself with scoring chances, but just not sharp with the shooting.
They've had a few opportunities to shoot too, and they elected to pass. Gradin makes a good play here by getting in front, blocking the shot of Paul Coffey.
So the face-off will be at the top rim of the circle, deep in the Swedish zone. The announcement here of the other scores. The Soviets, of course, winners over Germany quite handily, and the United States just edging out Czechoslovakia. We've got 48 seconds left in the power play. Gretzky wins the draw, but he can't control it. Now Robinson along the boards, fades to the far boards. Robinson in deep. Behind the net for Gretzky. Trying to get it to the side of the net now. That on the far side is Goulet trying to get set, and it's cleared past the point and down into the Team Canada zone. Bossy will come back for it. Bossy. Around the net he comes, ahead for Goulet. Goulet has met just as he crossed the line, but the puck slides out to Gretzky at center ice. Now Gretzky crisscrossing, hit the line, and cleared the line, and is brought back in offside, and now 20 seconds left in the power play. Sweden leading 3-1. Leif Bourque, the coach, coached Djurgården in the Swedish Elite League last year, and now is the full-time national team coach. His players say he's a good coach, very good coach. They like him.
Sweden's been very aggressive in their penalty killing. Not giving Canada a chance to set up. There's pressure on them all the time, and I noticed they're dropping their high forward right back into the goalmouth area to pick up any goalmouth passes across there.
Well, for the final 20 seconds of this power play, what has been Canada's fourth line in this hockey game, Peter Stastny, along with Bellows and Goulet. On the face-off, it's back to Wilson. Robinson back to Wilson. Wilson to the line now, gets to the Bellows. Bellows clears it around the boards, then took a hit from Naslund. Into the corner they go, back out to Wilson. Now here comes that shot in front of the net. And the shot is just wide. Again, they made the extra pass. Goulet. Players go down against the boards now. Back out to the line. It's kept in, but then hopped over the stick of Wilson. Out comes Mats Naslund. He's down over the line now. Robinson giving chase. Ties him up, and the puck is shot wide of the net. Taylene at the line. He shoots it. It deflects wide of the net. Peter Stastny. Stastny dropping it back. Wilson moving out now for Canada. Ahead for Robinson. Robinson trying to get that pass away for Bellows. He shoots it into the Swedish zone. Taylene is back to get it. Taylene Goulet's in there. To the side of the net now. Stastny out in front and is unable to corral it there was Goulet. Now here's Lowe's shot. Shot it into a crowd in front to hit a skate. Now behind the net, Bellows. Bellows trying to hook it out in front. Goulet moves in, throws a check. Bellows wrestles up against the boards. And he knocked down Sundstrom. Still inside the zone. And Lowe corralled it just outside the blue line, and it's called on the offside. Sweden leading Canada 3-1. 5 minutes and 10 seconds gone here in the second period. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV.
Did you ever have to make up your mind to pick up on one and leave the other behind? It's not often easy and not often kind. Did you ever have to make up your mind? Did you ever have to finally decide to say yes to one, let the other one die?
Introducing Double Blue, Blue and Blue Light. 2 great beers, 1 tough decision.
Did you ever have to finally decide?
Tonight's opposition player of the game will receive the sleek new Canon T70. It puts the accuracy of a computer into every shot automatically. The Canon T70, like Gretzky, it makes the great shots simple. We'll have a face-off outside the blue line. Sweden leading Canada 3-1 on goals by Sundstrom. Thomas Sundstrom, the young coming superstar, we're told, in Sweden, although he hasn't received a great deal of ice time here tonight.
He's going
and Eldebrink.
He'll be playing with the Rangers this year.
Over the line. Into the corner it goes. Eriksson makes the check, but Canada now starting to buzz around. They get the puck out in front again. Bourne circling in the corner now. He is knocked to the ice as he checked in against the boards. Canelli. Bourne's in there. Bourne digging it free. Bourne. That's an all-Islander line out there right now. Bourne. Sutter. Bourne again. If you'll forgive the expression, Canelli around the boards. Checked into the corner. Stain. And out to center ice it comes. Low. Bourque unable to dig it free at the boards. Cleared into the Team Canada zone now. Team Canada seems to have picked up his tempo quite a bit. Now behind 3-1. But that pass was a bad one right at the line. Intercepted by Eklund, and he shoots it right back in again. Low. Around the boards. Again, it's Canada coming out to center ice. Sutter shooting it to the line. It's knocked down right at the blue line. Back out to center ice for Kevin Lowe. Lowe shoots it in. Lindmark's out of his net. Bossy comes in now to forecheck as Sweden starts out along the boards, and out to center ice it comes. Bringing it down to the line is Sandstrom, and he shoots it in there. It's gloved by Peters. He holds on. Face-off in the Team Canada zone. 6 minutes, 21 seconds gone in the period. There's Pete Peters. Talked to him yesterday when he was informed that he would be taking over for Grant Fuhr. Look at that. Record of his is one that's going to be very, very difficult to beat. Think of a team that goes that long undefeated. Here's Coffey now. He's a great skater. At center ice over the line. It comes now. Bounces in front. There's Coffey on the give and go as he got the return pass from Bossy, and he got right in on the goal. But right there, standing up on the play, was Peter Lindmark. Now Sweden coming through center ice. It is Anderson moving in. Throws it into the slot. Gets it back again as Coffey shoveled it behind the net. Iserman trying to dig it loose. There's Anderson for Sweden. Anderson in front, shot it high on Peters off the back glass. Cleared by Taylene behind the net. Canada. Iserman digging it free. Fights his way to center. Gets the pass away from Bossy. Bossy's over the line. The shot. And it's off the shoulder and the stick of Lindmark. Comes out to center ice past Wilson. Robinson's got it. Ahead, over the line now. Bossy drops it off. Wilson trailing on the play. And Messier was too, but he couldn't hold the puck. Messier waiting for mates to get onside. He's back in over the line. Cleared it right onto the stick of Mats Naslund. Naslund at center ice. Iserman hopping over his stick, and he just moves it ahead. Gets it again. Gets it to Wilson. Shoots it in. Lindmark out of the net, clearing it in against the boards. Naslund digging it out, just kicked it ahead, cleared off the boards to center ice now, and there it's Gustafsson clearing it in over the line for Hawkinson. His shot is deflected by a sprawling Doug Wilson. Behind the net, into the corner, Out in front, cleared by Naslund. Canada with Anderson clearing it to the line, not out. Anderson then makes a move and gets by the forechecking Hawkinson. Down the ice it goes. After it is Gretzky. Around the boards, Naslund ducking past Gretzky. Still has that puck, takes a hit behind the net. Cleared ahead and past Wilson out to center ice, and Gustafsson's got it. Robinson's the only one back as Gustafsson cruises along the line. Here's a shot. It's right on. Peters leaving it for Robinson. Robinson, that lead pass, here's Gretzky, but he just didn't get free of the check of Anderson, and he's hauled down, and there's going to be a holding penalty.
And that's what happens when you're as great a player as you are as Wayne Gretzky, and you can handle that puck. He has great movement laterally, and he draws penalties. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV.
Buy my computer.
Nay, buy my computer.
No, buy my computer.
There's one way to cut through today's computer clutter. Compare other business computers with Radio Shack's Tandy TRS-80 Model 2000. Judge the ease of operation, speed, graphics, software, and price. Compare. I believe your informed buying decision will be the Tandy 2000 personal computer. See it today at your nearby Radio Shack Computer Center. We invite comparison.
Well, the crowd beginning to pick up the chant here in the Pacific Coliseum. Canada goes on the power play. They're trailing by 2 goals.
Important time here for Canada, halfway through the game, to get back into this hockey game.
Gardner and Thomas Eriksson, your teammate there, jostling right at the edge of the circle. Here's Coffey over now. The shot right into a crowd. Loose puck in front, and it's popped free by the defense. A good move there by Eldebrink to clear it away, and he's played a good game for Sweden. Back is Coffey in his own zone. Starts out that lead pass now. Full flight at center ice down over the line for Canada now. They right towards the net. And just ridden off again. It's Eldebrink back in the corner on this side. Gretzky digging it loose. Gardner's in that scrum in the corner along with Anderson. Back to the line for Coffey. Coffey, rink-wide pass. Bork is over there. Bork back to Coffey. Coffey getting sent now. Rolls to the side of the net. Hit the side of the net with the shot. Gardner now digging in there is Anderson. Gardner's in there as well. The puck is underneath Eldebrink. And he holds it for a face-off.
Eldebrink lost his stick earlier in the play, and he wisely fell on the puck to take a face-off.
There you see him, Eldebrink, who doesn't have an NHL team now, is going to stay home in Sweden this year. Played 12 games with Quebec last year. There's Coffey hitting the side of the net.
When a defenseman loses a stick such as this, good of the forward notices if to hand him his stick. It's better off a defenseman having the stick in front of the net so he can clear the puck or whatever.
Now, you just got the feeling with Team Canada that they're just that little bit off on the timing. You know, a shot like that, with Gardner, he would have put it in the net in a regular season. He would have been just a little bit quicker with it. Nielsen at center ice. Now Bossy's back. Bossy, no question about his timing. He's got 3 goals already in the Canada Cup. Through center ice they come once again. Bourne is over the line, and he just dove, and he just shot that into the corner. Back out to Bork now at the line. Cleared against the boards. Back to Coffey. Coffey set the shot right on. No, it hit a leg out in front. And wound up in the corner. Eriksson was the one that blocked it. Now it's cleared down the ice, and Peters has to come out of the net. He'll play the puck. Backhands it around the boards. Raymond Bork. Bork starting out now. Bork to Coffey. Coffey got it caught up in the referee's skates. Now try once again. At center ice, Bork. Gets the return pass, or they tried to get it to him, and it was intercepted. Now it's Coffey. With 25 seconds left in the power play. Coffey to Bork. Bork at center ice now. He gets that pass away, but it's deflected. And again, Canada is unable to get its power play in motion. Now Coffey. Coffey through center ice. He'll try to bring it down himself. To the line he comes. And it's checked away from him just as he hit the line. And out comes Mats Naslund at center ice. Naslund along with Gustafsson. Gets to the line, takes the shot, and it's cleared wide. That was a pretty good save there by Peters. He got his pad out. Rink-wide pass, and it goes right past Bossy all the way down to the Swedish net. Lindmark plays it off on the wing for Eriksson. At center ice now, moving up is Eldebrink. Eldebrink clears it over the line. Gradin moves in after it. The penalty is over. Cleared into the corner. Wilson for Canada. Wilson muscling that puck along the boards. Robinson straight up ice, trying to get it to Gretzky, who was floating around in the center ice zone. It was intercepted by Telbane. In against the boards. Back to the defense it comes. After it is Gradin. Put it right on Wilson's stick. Robinson ahead now. And over the line comes Gartner. He shoots it in. To the side of the net now. For Sweden is Telbane. Telbane flipping it out to center ice. It goes right past Hawkinson and up into the players' bench. It will be called for a face-off down inside the Swedish zone. As we look at Doug Wilson, 6'1", 185 pounds, and there are a lot of guys that tell you he looks a lot bigger out there. He can hit, he can shoot, and he's a former Norris Trophy winner.
He had a great game the other night against USA. I thought that he might have been the best player for Team Canada out there. He had a number of shots, he hit a lot of guys. Need a big effort from him here in the last part of this game.
All right, Eddie Westfall down below.
Thank you, Ron. Looking at the chances slipping through Team Canada's fingers, one of the reasons the power play not successful, some of the players holding on to the puck just a little too long. Passes are being broken up.
Well, here's Sweden, who are beating Canada to the puck at times, too. Sandstrom over the line now. Sandstrom, and he just shot it wide as he tried to go to his backhand. Out in front, there's the shot. That's blocked. It's loose in front of the net. Comes back to Sandstrom. At the blue line, clears it behind the net. There's Eklund behind the net, trying to roll it out in front. It's still in Sweden's possession, and they finally lose it to Kevin Lowe. Behind the net. Oh, just easing it out now, looking for a man now, finally with nobody checking him. He brings it to the blue line. Bork then has trouble handling it. Now taps it ahead over the line now. And there was a chance, but unable to get loose as he hit the line was Tonelli. Bork back to behind the net for Bourne. Around the boards on this side for Thelin for Sweden. Can't get it out of the zone either. And Canada keeping it in with Bourne, getting it to Coffey. Coffey, rink-wide pass. Having trouble handling it is Tonelli. Tonelli trying to keep it in, diving on the play, but he finally is forced to go in against the boards. It pops free, and Sutter's got it. Back to Coffey inside his own zone. Coffey ahead. Out intended for Bossy. Sutter just couldn't get it through to him. Sutter can't get that pass either as it winds up with Talon cutting in front of his own net now, and it's fired up into the crowd. So a face-off again inside the Swedish zone. 12 minutes, 36 seconds gone here in the second period. 3-1 Sweden. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV.
He was a man of exacting standards. No detail relating to the character of his beer was too small to merit John Labatt's personal attention. That's how we brew John Labatt Classic today. One of the longest aged beers in the world. It's Kreuzen brewed in small batches using 100% barley malt. It may cost more than ordinary beers, but because of the man, it's brewed without compromise. John Labatt Classic.
Swedes have prepared a little differently this Canada Cup after having a disappointing series in 1981. Here are the two coaches, a shot of both of them. I'm sure Sather's concerned at this time.
Puck behind the net now. And it rolls out in front. And I'll tell you, the defense for Sweden is for a young defense that was very, very much underrated coming into this game. They played pretty well here, especially Eldebrink. We have to mention him. He's probably the best Swedish player. Certainly on the blue line he has been. He seems to be in almost every play. Here's Yzerman in his own zone now. Ahead for Coffey. The pass just a little too quick for Coffey to handle. Digs it out along the boards. Out to center ice again. And unable to get free again was Messier. And is back in over the line. Knocked away, and Coffey's got it. Coffey stopped. There's Nielsen back in over the line. Nielsen clears it in front. Gregg ahead for Messier. Messier, that rink-wide pass out at center ice. He's over the line now. It's Yzerman. Yzerman, good move there. Great move. He tried to roll it in front of the net. Bossy just made two moves, but the second one he lost possession. Robinson back to get it. No icing. Wheels it along the boards for Wilson, who finally clears it up to center ice. Sundstrom intercepts and is back inside the zone again. Robinson at center ice now. Goulet threw it right into the skates there of Messier, and so now Sweden comes right back in again. This is Gradin around behind the net. Sundstrom to the side of the net. Gradin out in front now. There's the shot, and it's hoisted over top of the net. Great chance there for Telbane. Now Canada easing it out to center ice now. Anderson ahead to the line for Sundstrom. He comes in offside. We'll get another face-off. And again, Canada continuing to have its problems. This time coming out of their own zone as we look at Thomas Gradin of the Vancouver Canucks. You've been on the ice against him. Pretty crafty player, Darryl.
He's a slick player. He's usually a centerman in the National Hockey League. He's playing left wing out here, and he's playing on a pretty good line with the two Sundstrom boys. But he's had some great seasons. His highest point season has been 86 points, so that's not too bad.
Sundstrom. That's Patrick. Out there taking the draw, and he gets it into the Team Canada zone. Robinson, who's skated a lot here tonight, clears it in. Along the boards, Wilson pinching in. Peter Stastny in there as well. This line worked pretty well last time out, but they've been a fourth line in this game. Wilson getting it from Goulet. Here's his shot. He's wide of the net with it. Robinson moves after that puck. He gets possession of it along the boards. Check also covering up, and the puck is cleared past the open point and out to center ice once again. Robinson coming back, picks up the puck, cuts through center ice. There's it ahead now. Down over the line they come. There's a drifting shot taken from a long way out. Back out in front again. A shot going down as he got it away, and I think it was right on. Lindmark made the save, and out of center ice now it's Sundstrom. Sundstrom over the line. Gradin got in too quickly on the right side. That is called on the offside. 14:55 gone in the second period. 3-1 Sweden leading. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV.
In the vast world of home computers, one computer lights the way. Commodore 64. Now just $349.99 at Canadian Tire. Add a disk drive, an 801 printer, and the picture is complete for just $999.99. And get an auto maintenance software package at no extra charge. That's why Canadian Tire sells more Commodore home computers than anyone in Canada. So if you're looking for a home computer, now's the time to come to Canadian Tire and leave a world of darkness behind.
Gretzky out there to take the face-off against Sweden's Bengt Hake Gustafsson. Here's Thelin. Thelin shooting it in. Peters leaving it at the side of the net. Off the boards and out to the line. Gustafsson keeps it in now. Håkansson backhanding it in front, but it's intercepted and cleared out to center ice. Gustafsson's got it again. Cleared right through the legs of Kevin Lowe and back in deep, and Bork has got it. It's called on the icing, so we'll have a face-off in the Swedish zone as we look there at Raymond Bork of the Boston Bruins. Tremendous defenseman, skilled two-way player. I say two ways, he can go offense and defense. Had a 96-point year, as you see there.
He comes up and acts as a fourth forward a lot and creates a lot of good scoring opportunities. I was talking earlier about Sweden preparing differently. They started their training camp July 23rd. It's been for 6 weeks, a little longer than the Canadian training camp. And they practice on smaller ice surfaces. This is the first time they've done that, and it seems to be paying off a little. They're playing with a lot of confidence here tonight with this 3-1 lead.
You do play with a little more confidence when you're leading by a couple of goals. That's going to take 3 from Team Canada to get in the lead here. That's a tough road to hoe here for them. There's Lowe back into his own zone. Far side, Bork. Bork still inside his end. Now to Anderson. Anderson is center ice. He's checked there by Naslund. Lowe again. Lowe off the boards. Center ice. Oh, look at that collision. There's Anderson trying to move ahead, and Thelin just stepped right into him. Anderson gets it again. Anderson with a quick shot. Thelin on his knees. Blocked that. Up against the glass. Chopped behind the net. Gretzky trying to get it to Gartner. Up off the glass. Along the boards. Lowe. He's checked. Back out to center ice for Raymond Bork. 4 minutes coming up on the 4-minute mark remaining in the period. Anderson along the boards. He's knocked in against the boards by Gustafsson. Now Naslund. Naslund checked by Gartner. Back at the line. Bork to Lowe. Lowe backing into his own zone. Now gives it to Bork once again. He brings it out over his own line to center ice. It's cleared in. Knocked down in front of the net. Now by Eriksson in front of the net. Now Anderson. Loose in front. Gretzky shot it into the crowd. There's going to be a penalty called for tripping against Sweden. It's 3-1. Sweden leading. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV.
Here's something new, so you'd better look twice. Yes, it's Labatt's Light, and don't it look nice? You see the bottle's brand new, with a twist off cap too. Still tastes light and so smooth, and it's looking so new. Yes, it's Labatt's Light.
So there you see it. Bo Erickson off for tripping at 16:26, right up there on the screen, the statistics. Thanks to the Hewlett-Packard people who have been doing just a great job of supplying statistics for us throughout this tournament, instantaneously at that. Something new for the Canada Cup. And now Canada on the power play with Yzerman out there, along with Messier, Bossy, Wilson, and Bourque. On the face-off, rather Coffey's the other point man, and Coffey's got the puck right now. Coffey, set, shot, and it's wide. It went off a leg. Taking it out along the boards it's intercepted. Coffey now getting it in there. It's deflected wide again. They're just bottling up that area in front of the net. Now it is flipped out over center ice by Patrick Sundstrom. Peters takes the rolling puck and clears it off on the wing. Over skating it there was Messier. Inside the blue line now Hildebrink, and he shoots it right in deep. Wilson turning in his own zone, banned on it. Now he's forced to retreat. Get it again. He's under pressure from Sundstrom. Messier's got it at center ice now. He leads the rush himself. Going for the net is Yzerman. Messier behind the net. They both wound up behind the net. Now Messier again. Messier clearing it rink wide. Back out to the blue line for Coffey. Coffey over for Wilson. Wilson clearing it rink wide. Deflected away from everybody, and it's out at center ice once again. Now to the line, Messier. Messier cleared it to an open wing, and Messier's back with that puck once again to Bossy. Bossy's over the line. Bossy stops. Messier clearing it around the boards. Yzerman off the boards and at center ice, and Wilson's got it. Now Coffey for Goulet. Goulet's over the line. His shot is just wide. The rebound is bouncing around in front of the net and hit a skate. Goulet's after it along the boards. And again it's Sweden bringing it to center ice and cleared down the ice by Sundstrom. 35 seconds left in the power play. Coffey turning with it. Coffey, Bourque out at center ice now. In and over the line again. Bossy just leaving it there. Bourque gets it, goes through some traffic along the boards. Stops up. Bourque still with that puck, handling it, looking for a man. Back out to the blue line for Gretzky. Gretzky through the legs of the receiver. Now over to Robinson. Robinson moving in deep to the side of the net. Under Robinson. Quick shot. Loose in front. Rolling puck. And it's cleared away by Nielsen down the ice. 2 seconds, 1 second. That's the end of the power play. Ahead for Goulet. He splits the defense. Goes for the net. Drops it back for Gretzky. He's hooked as he tried to go in. And the puck winds up underneath the sprawling Peter Anderson in front of the net. And it's called for a face-off deep in the Swedish zone.
I've been impressed by the Swedes on the number of shots they've blocked tonight. Both the defensemen and the forwards. They seem to be getting a piece of the puck at all times.
Well, we've got something going in the corner right now. Robinson right in the middle of all of that. So is Leon Stickle, and Anderson is right there. That's number 19 for Sweden. I don't know who else is involved. Now tempers are getting a little short. Team Canada frustration, and now we've got the benches clearing. I have never seen this in an international hockey league. Look at Mats Naslund put the clutch on Yzerman as he goes in. I have never seen the benches clear in an international hockey game. I'm sure it has happened before, but tempers are getting very, very short in this game, and it's been, Darryl, a very chippy kind of a game, the kind of game that would produce this sort of thing.
Well, this has been the roughest game I've seen Team Sweden ever play. They've been taking the body all night. They've been finishing their checks. They've been playing aggressive, and Canada has been getting a little frustrated. They've had their chances to score. Things aren't bouncing their way, and they're becoming more frustrated as the clock rolls down. But nobody wants to take a major penalty in an incident like this because they would be lost for the next game. And, you know, with the injuries Canada has now, that they can't afford to lose anybody.
Swedish coach Leif Bourque watching this one with interest. Sweden has been working on its defensive play. This is an area of their game that has been very weak over the years, and it's showing. I think that there's leaps and bounds over what I've seen in recent years in Swedish teams defensively. Boy, they have not settled down there at all. This is going to get to the point where we may have an out-and-out fight here. This is not good at all, and it's not good for one thing. If suddenly the referee starts to call fighting majors, that means disqualification and game suspensions.
At this point in time, Canada can't afford that. Neither can Sweden. Sweden hasn't won a game up to this point.
Well, I'll tell you, Kevin Lowe may wind up disappearing from sight for a while here, and with important games coming up. This is really a lack of discipline.
One of his players should grab a hold of him and tell him to settle down. I mean, when you're in a case like that, you lose it a little bit, lose your train of thought, and you don't think about what the circumstances might be. And a player should grab a hold of Kevin and tell him to get out of there.
Well, we've got both benches empty. The only people remaining on the benches are the backup goaltenders. Réjean Lemelin for Canada, and Valatalo. There you see Reggie of the Calgary Flames, who's been pressed into action with a Grant Fuhr injury. But I'll tell you, this is not a good situation.
It'll be interesting to see what the call is on who the first player was to leave the bench and what the penalties might be for that.
Well, there you see Bengt Gustafsson of the Washington Capitals and Kevin Lowe. Gustafsson is being escorted towards the dressing room, and I think there may be, well, we better not, just don't know, as Lowe also heads for the dressing room. We are in the final minute and 25 seconds here of the period. And there's the young referee who's had his hands full, Mike North of Boston. He's called a tight game. They're still at it out there. He has had his hands full because of the chippy nature. He's trying to keep very tight control of this game, and I certainly can't fault him for any of this. He's had a tight rein on everybody, and everything he's seen, he's called.
Well, it's just been that type of game right from the outset. Both teams they know they have to win. They know they have to come up big, and they're playing very, very aggressive, and he's just calling everything. And like I said earlier, Canada's had their chances. They're becoming frustrated. They want to put that puck in the net. Things aren't going their way, and these things happen.
That's your teammate, Thomas Eriksson, from Philadelphia Flyers. He's had a rough go in this tournament from a plus-minus standpoint. Speaking of instant statistics from Hewlett-Packard, he is now -8 in the tournament, which is not. He's a lot better hockey player than that.
He certainly is. He was one of our better defensemen last year. He got on for five goals against the Russian, the United States team the first game, so he was a -5 right off the bat.
Well, we're going to see the penalties posted here. There's a lot of discussion going on near the bench. Rick Middleton is going to be Bernie Pascal's guest during our second intermission. He's probably just as frustrated as the rest of Team Canada. He's forced to watch this one from the sidelines. Speaking of frustration, I wonder how much is seething down there looking down that bench. And it's just their own doing. They have not been able to get the edge on their game, the sharpness that you're looking for.
We've had a lot of opportunities on the power play, and if you're going to win hockey games, your power play has to be going for you. And Team Canada's had problems scoring.
Well, Larry Robinson over there along with Gradin. There's Rick Middleton, who's watching this one from our studios. And sure Rick has got a few ideas of what's going on out there. Great star in the 81 Canada Cup. Out with a sprained ankle.
Sure he wishes he'd be out there. I talked to him this morning. He's hoping to be back by Saturday. He's getting treatments on his ankle.
Well, here we go with the minor penalties, and Canada's going to pick up the extra one. So because of the disqualification rule, referees are very, very hesitant, and it is exactly the same in Europe as it is over here. You very seldom see that fighting, Major. So what they do to get people out of the game and let them cool off is give 2 and sometimes 3 minor penalties. So what we've got here now is Kevin Lowe with double minors.
To Team Sweden.
So he's got 4 minutes.
Number 16.
Also out is Brent Sutter with 2 minutes.
2 minutes for roughing.
And Bengt Gustafsson is out for 2 minutes, and also Kent Nielsen. So
number 14.
There's the look at it on the scoreboard.
2 minutes for roughing.
All of this coming at the 18:35 mark.
10, Brent Sutter. 2 minutes for roughing.
There really weren't any
for Team Canada.
hard punches thrown in that fracas. There was more pushing than anything, and I think that's why they got the...
Well, yeah, but I'll tell you something. If that had been the National Hockey League, we'd have had a 5-minute majors called. 5-minute majors called.
If there would have been a Tiger Williams or a Semenko or something, they like to get those guys off the ice and settle them down in the penalty box and cool them out.
Well, in all of this, Canada is going to play a man short somewhere along the line. So there's Ken Nielsen talking to Leon Stickel, the linesman, who's had to hit in the middle of all of that. Something that Leon is not unfamiliar with. breaks up those fights pretty well.
He's a big guy.
Sweden leading Canada 3-1. A minute and 25 seconds remaining in the second period of this game. Canada has given itself opportunities, has not been able to put it in the net. They've had the power play opportunities. Mark Messier. Face-off will be deep in the Swedish zone. And Canada is a man short. Eldebrink comes out along with Eriksson and Sundstrom, along with Mats Naslund, who's just standing there waiting to take the draw, I guess, against Messier.
Lindmark's played very, very well throughout this game. He's stopped Canada in a number of opportunities. He's played well.
So Naslund against Messier. And it goes past Robinson out to center ice. Robinson, as Canada's killing off the penalty, just cradles the puck, stops right at the center ice spot, then drops it off for Messier, who's over the line. Had trouble handling it, but Robinson has picked up the loose puck, gets it in for Messier. Messier hooks it into the corner, and it's Naslund. Naslund checked by Wilson coming out of the zone. Wilson will go all the way into his own zone chasing that puck, and he picks it up. He starts out. There'll be a point in this game, trailing by 2 goals, where Canada is going to have to forget about defensive play and try and get some goals, something on the board here. Bourne, this is not the time, of course, to Robinson. Robinson, and his backhand shot is knocked down by Sundstrom. Shot again, hops high in the air. Now back into the corner, Bourne. Bourne, Robinson. Robinson tapping it back out in front. Eldebrink back there. Eldebrink, Sundstrom's with him. Out at center ice for Eriksson. Eriksson, with 32 seconds remaining in the period, shoots it in. And Bork goes back for it. Bork, big check by Sundstrom. Bork takes it up. Looks it along the boards, leaves for Coffey. Here comes Canada now. Lots of skating room out there. They're playing 3 skaters to 3. Coffey over the line. Coffey over for Bork. The shot. The sprawling Sundstrom blocks that shot. And it's back out to center ice once again. Now Bork over the line, offside. And we'll have a face-off outside the blue line. There you see Raymond Bork.
Bob Bourne was a little slow getting out of the end zone there. He was going to the bench on a change and calling the offside. Bork was cutting in on goal.
Well, we have 7 seconds remaining in the period now. One thing I've noticed, I'm sure, as we've watched through 2 periods here, is the way that Sweden has been blocking shots inside their zone, sprawling, getting in the way of the shots, frustrating Canada. There isn't a great deal of room around the Swedish net. They've been covering up very, very well. No rebounds at all. And this will just about do it as it's cleared through center ice. Naslund was offside. So with 1 second left, they'll drop the puck, and that will be it. And that will settle the second period.
Well, the Canadian team, they have a little soul-searching to do between this period. They've dug themselves in a little bit of a hole, but we all know with the scoring potential they have on the hockey club, they're capable of coming back in the third period.
And that's it. The goals, the 2 that broke the 1-1 tie, Thomas Sundstrom at 25 seconds of the second period. And then about a minute and 15 seconds later, Eldebrink scored. And it's held that way. Sweden and Canada. It is Sweden 3, Canada 1. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV.
Get ready! It's a good time for doubles at McDonald's.
We're cooking up something special just for you. Double hamburgers.
For September only, we're serving double hamburgers with 2 100% pure Canadian beef patties for only 99 cents.
But that's not all. We're cooking up double cheeseburgers, too.
2 slices of processed cheese and double beef for only $1.19.
It's a good time for the great taste of McDonald's.
Remember, after September 30th, they're gone.
This year, Canadian is going to revolutionize the way you play hockey. Remember this name and this stick. The Fiberglass 6001 stick is flexible and durable. And Canadian has made some of the best glove, pad, and stick saves in hockey. And the new Uniguard padding system is cooler, better fitting, has less spacing, and is better looking. The complete line of hockey equipment is lightweight and tough. The best protection money can buy. Canadian's goal has always been to keep hockey the tough, clean, exciting sport it was meant to be.
In other Canada Cup action tonight in Buffalo, this is the game between USA and Czechoslovakia. The first goal of the game, Neil Broughton scoring from Aaron Broughton and Brian Eriksson at 5:15. Barrasso outstanding in the game. Watch the save here off Vincent Lukács from close range. Czechoslovakia ties it at 1. Lukács gets the goal. Liba's the player in front with the puck. It comes back. Lukács sends it into the net. It's a 1-1 tie. Lukács, one of the key figures for Czechoslovakia in this game tonight, getting the tying goal. And then Hasek makes a big save late in the period right here. And it ends 1-1 after 20 minutes of play. In the second period, Brian Lawton, now watch as he hits the puck out of the air with his stick. Phil Housley took the shot, and Team USA moves in front by a score of 2-1. Then Brian Lawton came right back, his second goal in a row. And Team USA moves in front 3-1. A 2-goal lead as Brian Lawton, number 98, on the replay. And then Tom Barrasso makes a great save late in the period. And the USA holds on to the 2-goal lead. Then it was on to the third period. Lukács right in, and he scores. A standout in this game, Vincent Lukács of Czechoslovakia, 3-2. Then in the final 2 minutes of play, Lukács has another chance. It stopped. USA defeats Czechoslovakia by a score of 3-2. And here in Vancouver tonight, it's a 3-1 game for Team Sweden over Team Canada. Rick Middleton, we had a shot of Rick during that little Donnybrook there, or close to it, late in the period. And the commentators, Ron Roosh and Daryl Sittler, mentioned that you've got to be very frustrated being out with an ankle injury, Rick.
Well, you can see the frustration all over everybody's face out there. We've been frustrated for the last couple of games. The USA game, getting a lot of chances, not putting the puck in the net. And then the first 2 periods tonight, it's just been the story right now. But, there's still a lot of time left in this game. There's a lot of games left before the final's over.
When you talk about a consummate player in the National Hockey League, I think you think of Rick Middleton and 2 premier right wingers in the league, Mike Bossy and yourself. It's got to be a pleasure to play with someone like Bossy, who has the lone goal tonight for Team Canada.
Well, it's exciting to play with all these guys. I got a chance to be on Wayne's line, and we've been playing pretty well. We've been learning each other's style over a period of a couple of weeks, and it's a lot of fun.
What about the injury now, Rick? It's a sprained ankle, and I know you've been taking treatment, hoping to get into the game on Saturday.
Yeah, I sprained it in the USA game. I still don't know how I did it. I went behind the net, and I ended up spraining it on both sides of the ankle. So I've had it in ice. I've had electrostim on it and all sorts of things, and it's been improving day by day, and I'm going to lace it up tomorrow and see how it feels. It feels pretty good right now.
What about Team USA now? They're the story of the tournament up to this point. Forgetting the Soviets also won tonight, beating Germany 8-1. They're undefeated. What about Team USA, Rick?
Well, they're playing awful well. They're playing with a lot of enthusiasm. The kind that, we have nothing to lose and everything to gain. They won a big game tonight against the Czechs, and they're flying pretty high. I'm just glad that we already played them and we're not heading into them. But the next game against the Czechs, who haven't been playing that well, is going to be our biggest.
Well, Czechoslovakia, you can never write them off, of course, sure. And the standings with the Soviets winning tonight, USA winning, and Canada trailing in this game by 2, and a pivotal game, very important, and I don't think the coaching staff will have to tell the players the importance of this third period.
Well, everybody's feeling the pressure, as I said. Everybody wants to win so bad, and you can see them trying, diving for the puck, trying so hard out there. And even when you're in front, you try to shoot the puck, and it goes off an ankle, and that makes the frustration. And you saw it come out at the end of the period. That's the way they play in the NHL. So, they just have to get their stuff back together and get ready for this 20 minutes.
Okay, and we hope you get ready and get back into the lineup on Saturday. Team Canada certainly misses you. Okay, Rick Middleton of the Boston Bruins and Team Canada. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hyundai ATC presents the greatest ride on earth.
With all the
choices the Commerce loan gave us, we could take our first real rest in years. Rest, Henry.
A Commerce personal loan helped us brighten up this room.
With a lot less paperwork than this.
At the Commerce, we give you a choice of fixed or variable interest rates. Not everyone does. And we'll even let you pay off your loan early with no penalty.
So I didn't have to fit the loan. The loan fit me.
You can count on the Commerce.
You'll never finish by morning.
No problem.
Now,